Welcome back to the AMCrypto channel, and today we have to talk about something that just broke the news today and could change everything what we know about the halving cycles, because this upcoming halving might be totally different of the prior ones that we have experienced. And of course, I also talk about what's happening with Bitcoin right now, because we had a crucial resistance, and the question is, will we break this resistance due to the option expiry today and liquidate all the shorts and get a massive short squeeze, or will we stay where we are? If you think that's interesting, then definitely stick around here. Make sure that you're subscribed to the channel, liking this video, and also activating the bell so that you will never miss out on these important updates. And now let's directly get into it. So here you see the Bitcoin halving clock. We still have 263 days before the next Bitcoin halving will occur, and the halving rewards, the block rewards, will be splitted in half again. Right now it's 6 Bitcoin. It will go then to 3 Bitcoin per block. Here 6.25. That's what it is right now, and it will then go to 3.215 Bitcoin per block. And that means we have scarcity on the supply side, and the demand is just increasing more and more, and that will of course lead to a supply shock and propel the price into new highs, as we have seen this over and over again in the prior halving cycles. But this time will be absolutely different, and one reason for that is an article that I actually posted earlier today on my Twitter account, and that is that Grayscale urges the SEC to approve all Bitcoin ETFs simultaneously. Imagine what that could do to the Bitcoin price if that is going to happen, that they say, oh, we have 8 ETFs, bam, let's approve them all, and then the news breaks. We're gonna see, at least on the bare minimum, something what happened to Ripple when they won their lawsuit, and Ripple went 100% up. That could go even. In that case, if that would be happening, I can imagine Bitcoin can even go 100, 200, 300% in one single day to the upside if they would approve all Bitcoin ETFs at the same time. So here you can also read, Grayscale ETF was previously knocked back by the Security and Exchange Commission. Now the fund manager wants it and competing ETFs approved together, so none have an advantage, which makes sense. Crypto fund manager Grayscale is urging the Security and Exchange Commission to approve all proposed spot Bitcoin exchange traded funds ETFs at the same time to avoid one having an advantage. Off today by Grayscale Chief Legal Officer Craig Salm said Grayscale legal team submitted a letter regarding 8 spot Bitcoin ETFs filing, including its own, arguing the SEC shouldn't pick winners and losers and instead make a fair and orderly decision. The letter claimed the SEC could approve the spot ETFs based on its approvals for Bitcoin futures ETFs, saying the two fund types are inextricably linked. Grayscale added recent surveillance sharing agreements between Coinbase and the spot ETFs providers are not a new idea, and claimed they would not meet the SEC standards. ETFs filing from Invesco, BlackRock, Valkyrie, VanEck, Wisdom, Fidelity, and ARK Invest were recently updated to include SSAs with Coinbase. Coinbase would share information on its trading books and other information so the SEC can monitor any possible market manipulation or irregular trading activity. In late June, the SEC pushed back on the ETFs due to there being no SSAs, saying they were needed due to what it claimed was the potential for crypto markets to be manipulated. Also, that makes sense. So, if they have SSAs in place where they can monitor the order flow and the order book, this will dramatically decrease any wash trading on platforms, and also further manipulation of Bitcoin trading. Grayscale claimed, however, the SSAs would neither satisfy nor be necessary under the SEC standards, as Coinbase isn't registered with the SEC as a security exchange or broker-dealer, nor with the Community Future Trading Commission as a future exchange. It added, approving the ETFs would be a positive but sudden and significant change in the SEC's application of its standard, and would improperly grant an unfairly discriminatory and prejudicial first mover advantage to these proposals. The Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, which aims to track Bitcoin price, has nearly 1 million investors, Sam claimed. He said it's converted to an ETF. It would return billions in value to investors, adding there's simply no reason the SEC should keep GBTC investors from a spot ETF. The SEC denied Grayscale's application to convert the GBTC to a spot ETF last June. In response, Grayscale sued the regulator, saying it was acting arbitrarily by failing to apply consistent treatment to similar investment vehicles. So if they get all approved, as I said, then this cycle will be absolutely different, and it will be the last cycle where we can make significant money in the market, because if so much liquidity would come into the market by the 10 or 8 biggest venture capital firms out there, there's so much liquidity, it makes it hard to move the asset. I give you an example. When you look at Bitcoin and you look at something like, I don't know, Phantom. Bitcoin moves 3%, Phantom moves 15%. So, and that is because Bitcoin is is harder to move because there's so much liquidity in that asset than in Phantom, where it's less liquidity and makes it easier to move. So, and now when we are looking here on the Bitcoin index chart, we can see in the last bear markets here, in that of 2013, Bitcoin corrected roughly 85% and then went into accumulation phase and then had a massive run up here into the bull market in 2017. We got another bear market with roughly 85% to the downside, and again an accumulation phase, and then ran into $69,000. And now we had a bear market of 77% and are now also in an accumulation phase. So, and what you can see here is once we broke point from where we went into the accumulation phase, once we are breaking that price level, Bitcoin started to rally to the upside. Here in 2013, that was $395. In 2019, that was 13,400 roughly. And now from last year, May, this is roughly $33,000. Once we're breaking $33,000, we know for a fact the bull market is 100% back, and we're going to see Bitcoin starting another parabolic run, as we have seen here in these prior moves of Bitcoin. So you can see that here. So now I guess we're going to see something like this to the upside. So with a spot ETF approved, I think Bitcoin will not stop at 100K. It will go way, way higher than that. And what we can also observe here right now is we are really close to break it to the upside, but there's still the possibility that we see here a slow grind down and then see a break to the upside if we are failing over the next, let's say, 2-3 weeks to break out of it. But everything seems to line up for a break to the upside. So now I want to show you also what's happening on the shorter term time frames. But before, guys, if you want to trade with me together, don't forget, trade on BYBIT. It's the best and most secure exchange for me out there for futures trading. Only with that specific link you will be able to claim a $5,000 bonus. It's not 30K anymore, it's 5,000. And there is a trading competition where we can win together $8 million in prize pool money. If you join my team, go to BYBIT, sign up for the competition, look for AMC winners. That's our team. Join the team. It doesn't matter how many we are in the team. The most important is that percentage-wise, we are the most profitable team. The competition is starting in roughly 18 days, but there are some incentives if you are signing up early, so take advantage of that. So now I want to show you what happened here recently. That was just yesterday. Look at the date. That's how good we are at trading here on my channel. Yesterday, after I made the video, I made here roughly 15K in 3 hours. In roughly 3 hours, I made 15K. And if you want to learn how I actually did this, then go to my website, AMCrypto.us. There you can learn directly from me. I have a course up there where I teach you all my secrets and how I were able to make 15K in 3 hours on my holidays here. You see, I'm not at home, I'm on my holidays. So, and I'm not watching actively the chart as I usually do. So now let's look what Bitcoin is doing. Bitcoin is right now at a crucial resistance between 29,300, 29,320 here on the 1 hourly chart, and is struggling to break here higher. And based on the indicators, I think we're going to see another small pullback before we potentially see a break here to the upside. One reason for that is that we are formed here a textbook, absolutely textbook W pattern that we can trade. So we are breaking the neckline of $29,300, but I'm warning you, don't jump too quickly the gun here. Wait for $29,300 to be broken. That will be for me the confirmation to enter a trade, and then the technical target would be all the way up at $29,571, which will give us, in 0.87% trade. So if you would trade this with 25x, you would make roughly 20% on that trade to the upside. There would be a quick scalp, but that is absolutely fine. But I can tell you, if we manage to break that level, we are above $29,500, which is also another crucial resistance area right now. If we manage to break above that, we might rally really quick to 30K, and that is today also in the cards because of the option expiry. The option expiry is saying that the majority is betting on a Bitcoin price slightly under 30K or way below under 30K. So, but if the Bitcoin price pushes today over 30K, they get all liquidated, and we basically see a short squeeze on the options. So that is something that we have to watch today, because that is a really viable scenario that this is going to happen here, and that's why I'm watching it closely. I have alarms on my phone set to see if we are getting this or not to jump into a trade here, but only with a 30 minutes to 1 hourly candle confirmed close above $29,322, I'm going to do that. Then here on the 12 hourly chart, we are still in this broadening wedge we are seeing here. We are still bouncing up and down between support and resistance. We are now under the EMA ribbon, which is of course not bullish at all. And I wanted to have a look here on a stochastic RSI. Yeah, the stochastic is also pointing down, leading to more potential downside, where we could get a touch here at the bottom at 28,500 in my opinion, and only then rally back to the upside. So that is also something that is on my mind here right now. If we don't see a quick break above the EMA ribbon here by today or maximum tomorrow, if that is not happening, then most likely we go first lower before we go higher here. Then here again on a 12 hourly chart, also this downward sloping resistance line has to be broken first before we can talk here about higher targets. And also there Bitcoin is struggling already for the last 3 days to break above that. Only here you see here all these candles beside yesterday's candle struggle to break above that level. So but here on the MACD, on the normal RSI, I see some early bullish indications where the MACD wants to flip bullish and the RSI is ticking to the upside. If we get a catalyst by tonight, we could see a break above that. We just have to be careful if that is a fake out or not. And here on the FOMC chart that I have here, what's happening after an FOMC meeting, we still did not get a proper dump here in our circle after the meeting. That's also something that I'm still waiting for. And if that is not happening and we continue to go sideways, most likely then by next week we finally see a pump out of that range. So we have only to be a couple of days more patience here to see in which direction Bitcoin is going, but I have to lean a little bit more still to the bearish side for now than to the bullish side. That will only change if we break at least $29,320 and stay above that level and continue to trend here upwards. Guys, that's it already for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Please make sure that you smash up the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you then again tomorrow.